Hi guys, so I'm going to be showing you the different makeup brushes because I tend to get questions on my foundation application didn't come out good. And the thing is, it's not just the product you use, it also has to do with your tools. I will be pointing out what different tools are for. So this is a spoolie, but it's two ways. So there's the part you will use to fill your eyebrows and spoolie which I would use for brushing my brows. And then this is a small angle brush. You would not use this for concealer. This is for applying your gel, your brow gel is an angle brush. So there are different kind of angle brushes. There's the flat angle brush. There's the one that is vertical, which is this one. And they're slimmer brushes used for applying concealer under the brows or foundation or whatsoever. So it's left for you which is preferable, and there's the smaller one that is not as long as this, but because I'm a makeup artist, I'm rushing, so I like this. It's like easy breezy, but you have to be careful. To help you identify the brushes you would be using, because lately with the old COVID-19 out there, you might not be able to go in to do your makeup with a makeup artist. So I'm going to be helping you to identify what brushes. So please leave a comment for me to foundations you should pick, my reviews, and I would let you know. So which comes to this. These are blending brushes. So most times they're white and sometimes they're black also, so depending on what brand you're getting. So there are different sizes. There's the small one, so depending on what kind of makeup brush set you have. This is like a small blending brush. Now this is a bigger size. This is a bigger size of blending brush. And then I'm doing eyeshadow, obviously blending brushes, and we'll say go in depth or from the lightest color to the deepest one and everything. You need brushes, blending brushes to do that. So I'll be explaining each and every one of them. So while doing your blending brushes now, you probably need the biggest one, which is fluffy, because why we call them blending is because they effortlessly, you can do this. So what you'll be needing the biggest one to do is probably to start with your first transitioning color, which is usually the first one. And then as you go in depth, which is like going in with maybe a deeper color and all of that, you go in with a smaller one. So it's going into your crease. And then let's say you're doing something like a cut crease. So those ones that you would need to add like a really, really dark shade, I'll probably go in with this small one. Another thing, you see makeup artists apply shimmers or pigments or whatever in their front eye area, and you're wondering what they use. Well, guess what? A smaller blending brush. That's the trick. And if you want to blend the under of your eyes, that's what these brushes are. So let's say you're a beginner that you just learned how to do your makeup and you're wondering how are you, like, you have a ton of brushes that you've never used and you want to throw them away, but you've never, it just doesn't, don't dash out your brushes yet though. So go check them out and know which falls in place. So it would help you identify, because a lot of people say they have brushes, but I don't know what to use it for. So calm down, I'll put you through. Just stay tuned with me as I go on with my brushes. Next thing that we'll be using an eyeshadow, another brand of a flat eyeshadow brush. This is another brand of flat eyeshadow brush. So it all depends, but the main thing we use these sizes of flat eyeshadow brush is to apply our main eyeshadow. I'll either use an angle brush or a pencil brush. So those are those tiny brushes. This is an angle brush that I would definitely use for eyeliner over here, or I'll be using the pencil one because this is literally like you're drawing. It's tricky, but either one, practice. But if you're able to identify your brushes, it'll help you like majorly in your application of makeup also. I'm sure in most brushes you always find them. It's a stippling brush. Now, what is stippling? Stippling is when your brush is dense and it would easily spread. So let's say you're trying to apply your moisturizer I'll say perfect, because you won't apply excess moisturizer on your face. But I won't advise you to use this brush to apply foundation. Why? So this brush would suck in most of your foundation than it being on your face, except if you're trying to go for a sheer application. Don't throw it away. You can use it to apply your moisturizer, you can use it to apply your highlighter on your, and then I have this. They're all blending brushes, but they're different types. If you see, this one is just rounded mouth, can you see? And then this one is like spiky hair, so it has like a lot of spiky hair, and this is like dome, like it's literally flat and then up. This is a MAC one, this is an elf brush, and this is a foundation brush now. So if I am not using a blending, so this will give you full coverage, like trust me, it will. So a little might even go a long way for this kind of brush, but it's just that you will need to pat it in and you will need to section your face out. This is a flat find them. This is another type of blending brush for applying foundation, a contour brush now, but this one is like a mini flat contour brush. It's stiff, so it's tricky to apply, but it's also good because it is precise. So it will just, if you're trying to draw like a line, it will straight up create that line. But the only thing that is tricky about this is, as you're applying your line, you must be able to blend it out and make sure you don't have harsh lines with this. And again, it's a smaller stippling brush. So the reason I'm using a smaller stippling brush is because for it, I will just easily do it in circular motion around my forehead perimeters and my cheek, right? My stippling brush for foundation is smaller size of it. You can use it for your contour. This is a Real Technique brush now. It's smaller, so you would use it to set. This is another brand. It's smaller and it's pointed tip. So the reason for the pointed tip is because it goes in to the areas that you cannot get in with a bigger brush. Like your bigger brush would not be able to come in, like it's too big. So that's why we're using this kind of powder brush, because it is pointy and will go into corners, and all you have to do is press tap and all of that. This is another blend. It is a blending brush for like eyeshadow, or I can use it for my highlighter or whatever it sees you want to. But you can also use this kind of brush to go underneath this area. So if you're struggling with that, it hasn't set properly, you can always go in with like a setting powder, which is a loose powder, to press under the eye, and then just come back with this bigger one to pat, and you'll go. This type of powder brush now, it's full and it's pointy, yeah. And then there's the round powder brush, depending on what coverage you're trying to get or how you want to apply. So for this now, I'll just tap into my powder and I'll just press. This is a pointy powder brush, so it's either I'm pressing, rolling, and all of that, and it's soft. So your brushes also matter, like majorly it matters when applying powder. This is my fan brush now, right? This fan brush, I'll use it to work on my cheek areas. Now, the reason I'm using a fan brush, which is fluffy and the mouth is like full out puffy, not all those like really pointy mouth. If it's those pointy mouths, I don't know, but something fluffy and big, is because it would give me definition. The powder brush now, but it's a smaller brush, right? So I'll definitely use this to apply my contour and warm up my perimeters, which are my forehead areas, and then maybe just to come to the bottom of my chin, depending on if that's how you're trying to contour. So I'd recommend you using either a fan brush or this type of powder brush to do your contour. A blending brush, something that you'll be able to blend in circular motions as you do it, so it isn't leaving a line or any streak. It's literally blending itself off. Your blending brush, right? If I don't use this, or if you don't use this, you don't need to fret. You can always go back in with a smaller powder brush, like the one I used for my pointy eye area. But the only thing is you need to be super careful when applying highlighter. So what you would be doing is using the tip of the brush to apply your highlighter, and then You can come back with these smaller ones to apply your highlighter on nose area, on your brow bone, on your forehead, on your chin. Next, this is a blush brush. So you can use this to apply your blush effortless, just a smaller, flatter foundation brush to do. It depends on what you want to do. You can use it to apply your concealer straight up and then use your beauty blender to pat it. You can use it to knitting, depending on you, but of it with foundation here. I know that there are mostly brushes like this that you find in your brush set. Most times you can use it, instead of using it for eyeshadow, use it for cream contouring of your nose, and you can use it to blend your eyeshadow too. A pointy brush, and it just came in one of my BH Cosmetics brushes. So what I use this kind of brush to do is either to take a bit of foundation to knitting the lip areas that I want to, or I use it to apply my lipstick. That's what I use it for. But another thing you can use this kind of brushes for is to apply pigments on your eye area or just smoke the bottom of your eyes. So at the end of the day, you own the brushes. You will decide what to use your brushes for. This is just my guideline of how to use your brushes. So please leave a comment for me. Let me know what you liked about this, what you'd like me to film about and talk about.